Forever could never be long enough for me to feel like I've had long enough with you. Forget the world now, we won't let them see. But there's one thing left to do. Now that the weight has lifted, love has surely shifted my way. Marry me today and every day. Marry me if I ever get the nerve to say hello in this cafe. Say you will. Say you will. Together could never be close enough for me to feel like I am close enough to you. You wear white and I wear out the words I love you, and you're beautiful. Now that the wait is over and love has finally showed her my way. Mary.
About how long ago did you meet him?
About 6 years.
And then tell me about that first meeting, like who asked who out?
Well, we were introduced through a friend, and she introduced us, and we went on our first date. We were trying to go to the Brew Kettle, but it was very, very crowded, so we ended up going to BW3's, and he forgot his wallet. So, so I paid for our first date, but he's paid for everyone after that.
So it must have done well because you got another date. So how long before somebody said I love you?
It was about a year.
Who said it first?
I did.
Did he say it back?
Not right away.
Okay, all right. But he did say it.
He did, yes.
So tell me about the engagement. How did you do it?
We were by the fire pit outside at my first house on Beresford in Parma Heights, and you know we had talked about buying a house together, and we had just closed on the house, and we decided it was our next step to get married, and so he popped the question.
Here we are, wedding day. Anything you'd like to say before you actually see him when you're coming down the aisle?
Just that I love him, and you know, hope that we have many, many happy years together.
About how long ago did you meet him?
A little over 5 years ago.
Thinking about back 5 years ago. Do you remember where you went on your first date?
Yeah, we went to BW3's. I forgot my wallet, and she was nice enough to take care of the bill.
And then, so you must have done well because you got a second date. So how long before somebody said I love you?
Sure, so that was about, I guess I would have to guess, about a year later.
And who said it first?
And I had to do it. So, but it was well worth it.
Did she say it back?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Right away.
Right. Tell me about the engagement. How did you do it?
It was great. So we have a little fire pit in our backyard that we always have fun back there. Just enjoy the weather. So it was just a great fall evening, and you know, I asked her right in front of the fire, and she had no idea. And it was very nice, very intimate.
Here we are, wedding day. Anything you'd like to say before you actually see her coming down the aisle?
Thank you for marrying me. I'm very excited for today and very excited for the rest of our lives.
please rise for the bride? Love is the reason we are here. In marriage, we say not only I love you today, but I promise to love you for all of our tomorrows. Thank you for joining Angie and Matt tonight as we witness this union and celebrate their love for one another. Who gives this woman to be married?
I do.
Please be seated.
Thank you.
So what is love? Love is not about how much you say I love you. Love is more than 3 words you simply mumble before bedtime. Love is an action, a pattern of devotion in the things we do for each other each and every day. People are who they are, and no one is perfect. But they say, you come to love not by finding the perfect person, but by seeing an imperfect person perfectly. Because when you love someone, you're able to look past their flaws. You see their true colors and you love each part of them to the fullest. When you find that person that you love, you begin to realize that their happiness is also your happiness, and your future is now their future. That's when you know you found the right person to make the commitment of marriage with. Marriage is about friendship, compromise, and fidelity. It's about becoming a team. You're going to spend the rest of your lives getting to know one another. And every now and again, things will get dark. But the beauty of marriage is that if you found the right person and you're committed to one another, you will always find a way to get through it together. Angie and Matt, together you have decided you are each other's right person to enter this next phase of life with. From this day on, you will never be alone, and you will always be loved, no matter what.
Angie, you're my best friend, confidant, lover, and partner. And in the storybook of our lives, here's the chapter where I say to you, and we lived happily ever after.
Matt, on this day, I give you my heart, my promise that I will give you my heart, my promise that I will walk with you hand in hand wherever our journey leads us, living, loving, learning together forever.
Angie and Matt, I remind you that marriage is a precious gift, a lifelong commitment, and a challenge to love one another more completely each and every day. With this understanding, do you, Matt, take Angie to be your wedded wife? Do you promise to love her unconditionally and without hesitation? Will you create a home filled with laughter and compassion? Do you vow to cherish this marriage, knowing that together you will build a life far greater than either of you could imagine alone? Will you lean on her strengths, forgive her weaknesses, and encourage her dreams? If so, say I do.
I do.
That's good. With this understanding, do you, Angie, take Matt to be your wedded husband? Do you promise to love him unconditionally and without hesitation? Will you create a home filled with laughter and compassion? Do you vow to cherish this marriage, knowing that together you will build a life far greater than either of you could imagine alone? Will you lean on his strengths, forgive his weaknesses, and encourage his dreams? If so, say I do.
I do.
The ring is an unbroken, never-ending circle, a symbol of committed, unending love. It represents the love that is given and continues to come back around again. May I have the rings? Oh my gosh, this thing is so little. As you place this very small ring on Angie's finger, please repeat these words after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a reminder.
as a reminder
That I will love, honor, and cherish you.
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
In all times.
in all times,
In all places.
in all places,
And in all ways forever.
and always forever.
Angie, as you place the ring on Matt's finger, please repeat these words after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a reminder
as a reminder
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
in all times,
in all times,
in all places,
in all places,
and in all ways forever.
and in all ways forever.
Angie and Matt, today you join your separate lives together. The two separate bottles of sand symbolize your separate lives, separate families, and separate sets of friends. They represent all that you are and all that you will ever be as an individual. They also represent your lives before today. Go ahead and pour. As these two containers of sand are poured into the third container, the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into the individual containers, so will your marriage be. Are we having sand mishaps? You're about to be married. Come get closer. May the love that has brought you together continue to grow and enrich your lives. May you meet with courage the problems that arise to challenge you, and may your relationship always be one of love and trust. May the happiness you share today be with you always, and may every word you have pledged here be a living truth in your lives. Angie and Matt, you have vowed to each other and have exchanged rings as a token of your love and commitment to one another. In accordance with the laws of the state of Ohio and the power vested in me, it is with great joy that I pronounce you husband and wife. Matt, please kiss your very beautiful bride. It is an honor to introduce for the first time Mr. and Mrs. DeChicco.
Congratulations!
Linda, escorted by Eli Miller. Next to that board is Ryan York. Please welcome the maid of honor, Julie Allen, and best man, John Halderman. To the new bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. DeChicco!
I figured I'd just use this time to welcome the Angies to the family. I hope you guys can all do that with me. That's it.
Is it? That's all he's saying.
Right in the middle. Okay.
competing to see who could be the biggest cheapskate. And I really saw her blossom when she met Nat, because, you know, she just seemed that much happier every time I saw her. And one thing I know that makes me even better is that when we get together, he can always occupy himself with my husband talking about video games, and we can just babble as much as we want, no one bothers us. But honestly, I wish you guys all the luck in the world, and you guys are going to do great.
And now our groom would like to say a couple words.
Thank you so much, everybody. You know, I know. Oh, ready? Are you done? No, it means a lot. Everybody took out their day and dressed up, and it really means a lot. I want to thank the Gish family for welcoming me and being wonderful on day one. And, you know, I remember meeting Angie, you know, over 5 years ago now. I was in between jobs. I was living with my parents, and you know, I forgot my wallet on the first date. PW3s, right. But somehow I got a second date, so and here we are, like I said, 5 years later. So, you know, thank you to all of you. Thank you to my brother for marrying me. I hope everyone has a good time. Please eat a lot, drink a lot, and thanks again for coming.
We will.
and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause. We're going to open up the dance floor. We're going to do this little thing called the Cupid Shuffle.
We're going on 26 years. And she could cook, clean, do all the work. Sit there and come home.
What do you have to say about that?
Get a good pair of earplugs.
All right. I like that one. So what's your guys' names?
Joe and Diamond.
And then for how long?
Married you 2 years. Forgiveness and understanding.
Forgiveness and understanding. All right, thank you.
Planetary Waves. 32 years. We're going to catch up to them.
We love each other.
All right. That's always important. All right, last but not least.
Joanne and Nick 24 years. Keep your sense of humor. And bite your tongue a lot.
Getting ready, getting ready. The sweat's starting to drip. Go for it, my man. Cheer him on, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Let's go. All right, he's got it. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do this on three. We need a big round of applause. Let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
sing.
Living in a lonely world. You get me? Took me like train going anywhere. Just the city boy. What you doing? Only makes you South Detroit. You took the midnight train going anywhere. something worth a half a ticket on my wrist. Taking all the liquor straight like a chase man. Now first time like we bringing it in. Bring the hook scene where the bass in. Champagne spilling, you should taste it. I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane. So headed to Tokyo. I'm so fancy. Get your taste it's gold. Remember nothing. Oh, baby, I do this. For that you know this. Can't stand no haters and honest. The truth is that my flow retarded. They speak deep and parted. Swag up on stupid. I can't shop in no department to get my money. If take that money to die, that's that. You wish you could clutch that. It's just the way you like it. He's so good, he just wishing he could ride it. Never turn down, it's late. Ain't supposed to go true on the